Apple has been very supportive and, in fact, on the cutting edge of saying, hey, we want this to be a bilingual comedy.
I will fight for the heart and soul of my hotel.
Like the shifting winds of the storm. More twists and turns were still to come.
Enjoying the show again, every season. I'm always enjoying these characters because they're just so refreshing.
Thank you.
They've got problems, but it's not a downer.
Right.
That is definitely part of our goal. We don't want to be downers.
So this season, am I imagining it? Is there a lot more Spanish this season?
There is more Spanish this season. As we built out our guest roles this year, we were really just getting the most talented people we could, but also which happen to be Latin actors. So we have more Latin actors guest starring in the show, which starts to amplify how we can tell stories. And so naturally, Austin, created the show and set a path that was very cool and very authentic, which is when the characters are at the hotel interacting with American guests or in an American context, they're asked to speak English from the hotel staff. But when they're in their lives, as any human beings would, you're speaking in your native language. So we wanted that to be the case. And because we're focusing more on the Latinx stories this year, that is, we hear more Spanish. And that was a joy to do. And what's so cool is that Apple has been very supportive and, in fact, on the cutting edge of saying, hey, we want this to be a bilingual comedy, and we want you to forge new ground in this new territory.
And since we've established from the beginning the authenticity rule, which is what is accurate representation of how people would really be, the new scenarios that came into the show in season 3 demanded that same level of accuracy and authenticity.
Yeah, it makes sense. And we get kind of the happily ever after, but we never get like the after story. So we're kind of getting that here because Maximo finally gets to get the girl of his dreams, and Memo does too. But there's some, kind of growing pains, right, in this relationship. And I love it that you're exploring that, right, in this third season.
Yeah, and also we know that in present day, Maximo is not with Julia. So even though they are finally together in the past, something has happened along the way that has made that relationship probably not work somewhere. So starting to see maybe a couple of the holes in the relationship, some of the bumps along the way, that informs where we're going and informs where he is in the present and what he's trying to re-achieve.
Yeah, I guess that's the hook of the whole show. It's like, who is he with? Because we don't see Julia anywhere. And then there's some hints that you dropped this season when I think his nephew says, everybody at Colinas hates you. And I'm like, oh my goodness, what did he do that everybody at Colinas hates him? So something, and he's rich. So you don't get rich without stepping on some toes, right?
Yes,
exactly.
But at what cost? Like he achieved what he thought he wanted to achieve, to have a bigger, better life for him and his family. But at what cost?
Now you have Jaime Camil and Cristo Fernandez from Ted Lasso guest starring. Have people come up to you, or Eugenio and be like, I want to be in your show?
There's definitely an element of that for sure, which is awesome. And then it's also us saying, what are some potential guest stars that can come in and really create conflict or mix up the world a little bit. So the fact that we were able to get Jaime to play such a big character in season 3, we were able to get Christos, was really gratifying and validating for us. And if we get more seasons, the hope is to just keep bringing in other big Latin stars and amplifying it.
Well, let's put it out there. A lot of Latino shows have been canceled. So let's hope that Apple doesn't make the same mistake, because this show is so unique. And it's really special, especially to me, because you mentioned that authenticity. It feels very, very authentic and different. So I'm hoping season 4 keeps going, and we break the curse of canceling Latino shows.
Well, thank you for saying that. Your support means the world to us. Truly, thank you.